What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 105, and we start today's episode off with the Indian FA coming to us and saying, will you manage our nation? And I was like, well, I'm looking for a 5-star nation or 4.5-star minimum, really, so I'm going to have to politely say no. It's a good offer, don't get me wrong, but it's a no from me. And I don't know, like seriously, I really wish there was a way in career mode to basically just filter out any kind of international job offers that aren't from a star rating, to your requirements basically. So you can basically just filter a sort of setting where you say only send me international job offers from nations that are 3-star or above, for example. Really wish they'd add that. It would just be a really simple feature, but it will clear up getting those sort of emails. Which, okay, sure, they only take like 30 seconds out of your time, but I always get a little bit excited when I see a new nation's coming for me and asking me to manage them internationally. I'm like, yes, maybe it could be Spain or France or Germany. Oh, India. No, I'm okay, thank you. So yeah, I said no, and we'll have to wait and see. I am still confident that a big nation will come in for us this season. I don't know why, I just feel like it will happen, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, we take on Hull City for the first game of today's episode here, and this was a first versus second clash in the Barclays Premier League as well. Hull City have got off to a brilliant start this season, they really have. They seem like they get off to very good starts in all Premier League seasons really in the game, and they've done very well so far early on, but we are top of the table with 8 wins from 8 games, so fancying our chances despite conceding for the first time in 9 games in the last episode, and also losing for the first time this season as well against PSG in the last game. So we were on the back of the defeat for the first time this season, but I still did fancy my chances, and the early chances were coming to us as well. First Wilshire's volley and then Niang's half volley, well saved by the Hull keeper, and it was still scoreless. And in the 39th minute, Niang picks the ball up here and takes on El Mohammadi, beats him for pace. He's never catching up with Niang. He keeps on going, drills in across, and Lacazette is denied by another fantastic save by the goalkeeper. And then I thought maybe I could have got a penalty there, as there was a challenge from behind on Lacazette. He did get taken down, but the referee didn't give it. And I guess, well, after the penalty we got in the last episode, after the bit of play acting by Henderson, I guess that's fair enough. But Niang almost caught the goalkeeper out there with a bit of skill, but unfortunately it was still scoreless. And in the 46th minute, you see Hull get on the ball a couple minutes after the second half restart. The Army goes down the left-hand side and takes on Zambrano, beats him for pace, crosses the ball in, and Josie Altidore, who is currently top scorer in the league, so you can see why Hull have got off to a great start with the American scoring so many goals, is denied by a superb stop by Joe Hart, itching to get back to his clean sheet ways there with a good save, and then from the corner the follow-up shot is put wide at the post. So still 0-0. In the 74th minute, David Myers on the ball for Hull and finds Abel Hernandez. The Uruguayan slides it through to the Army, and it's another great save by Joe Hart. He's having a fantastic start to his West Bromwich Albion career, and he keeps it at 0-0. But in the 82nd minute, Abel Hernandez is on the ball again here for Hull City, and the former Palermo man crosses the ball in. Diame wins the header, it goes up in the air, and Josie Altidore is unmarked at the far post and makes it Hull City 1, West Bromwich Albion 0. So Altidore scores again, and unfortunately for us, Hull are in front. So this guy is the big reason why Hull are performing so well in the start of the season, and unfortunately for us, he makes it 1-0 and gives them what will surely be the winner late on in this game at the KC Stadium. And with just a few minutes on the clock here, Ricardo Rodriguez finds Aaron Creswell. The left back goes down the left-hand side, takes on El Mohammadi and beats him. It's a brilliant cross by Creswell, and Andy Carroll heads it into the bottom corner and makes it Hull 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. So he came off the bench literally straight after Hull scored, because I felt I'd need him, and you know, Anichebe was the super sub, and he did that role very well. But as I mentioned when I brought in Carroll to the side, I'm confident he'll be able to do just the same job as Anichebe did, and he proved it there. He scores us a late equaliser, and it's how the game finishes. Hull City 1, West Bromwich Albion 1, and both goalkeepers had brilliant games. It could have been 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. It was a really, really good action-packed game, but both goalkeepers were very good in that game, and I think a draw was a fair result as well. You can see why both teams have had a great start to the season, and yeah, I think a 1-1 draw was fair, to be honest, and a very, very decent performance from both teams. But still, following that, we saw that Abita wasn't happy that he's not getting into the team very often, and also that Powell wanted to play this game here against Sheffield United in the Capital One Cup round of 16. So far we've beaten Hartlepool United and also Crawley Town. Now we take on another lower league side as well, so the draw has been very kind for us so far in our defence of the trophy, our second defence of the trophy. Of course, we've won it 2 years in a row. And as we take on Sheffield United, the Blades, the League One side, travelling to take on the Hawthorns. Honestly, again, I made 11 changes. I really did fancy my chances, but Carroll would get himself a start up top there as the striker. as he's already made a fantastic start to his West Bromwich Albion career, and I want to play Carroll in as many games as possible because he's already grown a rating as well. I'm confident I can get him to an 80 rated player as well before he finishes developing, and you know, his strength, his finishing is really good, so he's definitely a good acquisition for us so far, and he's been proving it with the goals he's been scoring. But still, we do take on Sheffield United, and the first chance would fall to us directly from kickoff as Saido Berahino gets past his man and holds the ball up here. We're waiting for a runner, we've got Carroll ahead of him, but we keep holding the ball and give it to Ravel Morrison. Morrison finds Salvio, who crosses the ball in, and well, I'm big enough Andy Carroll for one reason and one reason only: he keeps scoring goals. Carroll gets us another goal here and makes it West Bromwich Albion 1, Sheffield United 0, and he's just had a fantastic start to his West Brom career, and it's great to see because I wasn't too sure on Carroll when I first brought him in. You know, I knew that I could probably go elsewhere and find maybe a better striker for the same sort of fee that I paid, which was £6.5 million plus Nastasic, which in total is about £10.5 million. But I'm just so glad I did settle on Andy Carroll because he's just scoring left, right and centre. 4 goals in the Capital One Cup so far. He's already got himself 2 hat-tricks already at the club. So everything's going according to plan for Big Andy right now, and he makes it 1-0 in this game as well, directly from kickoff. So perfect start, and the League One side were already chasing the game from the off. That's never good when a lower league opposition comes to a Premier League side. But how about this from Kim Seung-gyu, our goalkeeper? Brilliant save there to keep the score at 1-0 from a point-blank range, and we are still in the lead. So, you know, Joe Hart's been in fine form, and Kim Seung-gyu, in all the games I've played him in as well, has been very good too. So it's great to have both goalkeepers in really good form at the start of the season. But in the 20th minute here, we're on the ball again. Wilfried Zaha goes down the left-hand side and finds Andy Carroll, who got our first goal. Carroll spots the runner, Granit Xhaka, picks him out. Wonderful first touch, but it's a brilliant save by the goalkeeper. He turns it behind for a corner, and it is still West Bromwich Albion 1, Sheffield United 0. And in the 29th minute here, Saido Berahino's on the ball. He picks out Andy Carroll. Carroll gets onto the ball and tries to find his man Ravel Morrison, and does so. He gets taken down in the area. The referee doesn't give a penalty, but he does give one directly afterwards because Saido Berahino picks up the loose ball. He's tackled, and the referee gives a penalty. So I thought we could have had a penalty for the Morrison challenge. Probably not, as the defender did win the ball, but the defender won none of the ball there as he took down Berahino. That's a certain penalty, and a really good chance for us to make it 2-0. It is going to be Andy Carroll to stand up and take it against George Long, the young Sheffield United keeper. Can Carroll get his second goal of the game just past the half-an-hour mark? Yes, he can, as you'd expect. Smashes the ball into the top corner and makes it West Bromwich Albion 2, Sheffield United 0. So 2-0 up, both goals coming through big Andy Carroll, and the game was pretty much already over. Sheffield United had a couple of chances, but we felt like we were in complete control right from the off, to be honest. And as Carroll smashed in that penalty, I couldn't really see them getting back into the game because I couldn't see them defending well enough to stop us from scoring again, to be honest. And in the 38th minute, we're through again here. Andy Carroll's on the ball, slides it through towards Saido Berahino, and he's denied by a brilliant save by Long, and it goes behind for a corner. So still 2-0, but we just kept on the pressure, we kept on attacking, and from the corner, it is Aaron Creswell who crosses the ball into the centre. It's punched away by George Long, but Ravel Morrison smashes it in and gets his first goal for the club, making it West Brom 3, Sheffield United 0. So 2 former West Ham players getting the goals in this game, in Andy Carroll and Ravel Morrison. And interestingly enough, in the Sheffield United game, it was a former West Ham player that got the assist for a West Ham player getting the goal in Aaron Creswell. So this episode was really all about the former West Ham United players doing the job for us in this game. But still, it is West Brom 3, Sheffield United 0. A brilliant strike by Ravel Morrison, lovely half volley, and it is 3-0 to us. And there was surely no way back for Sheffield United, but they kept on trying, they kept on pushing to get themselves a way back into this game. Murphy down the right hand side finds Jose Baxter, and his shot goes over the bar and out for a goal kick. So still 3-0, but they kept up the pressure, they kept on trying, they were doing everything they could to try and get themselves back in this game and try and get themselves a glimmer of hope, if nothing else. And in the second half, directly from kickoff, they tried to get themselves a goal, just like we did from the first half kickoff. Wallace down the left hand side, keeps holding the ball, slides it inside towards his man, and the shot hits the bar and is eventually turned behind for a goal kick. And it was how the game finished as well, a 3-0 victory. The the second half was really poor, but the job was already done, and it felt nice to get a clean sheet as well after 2 games without one. Very good performance defensively, but most importantly, again, Andy Carroll doing the job, and again, it was all about the former West Ham players in this game. Morrison, Creswell as well, all doing good jobs for us in the team. And again, the start continues, the fantastic start continues. We bounced back nicely after the PSG defeat, and that was a very good win there as we go through to the Capital One Cup semi-finals. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave a like, because it's much appreciated and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.